Hello, my name is Father Jacob Rouse, and I'm the pastor of Notre Dame Parish in Cresco, Iowa. For today's Corona Minute, I would like to share with you a reflection that I had about the sprinkling on Ash Wednesday. I thought it went pretty well. I was kind of skeptical. I didn't know what it would be like or how people would respond. And being on the other side of it, I see that this has got some merit to it. So what hit me while the children were coming up, school children, they're shorter, so I could see the tops of their heads. And I would pick up a clump of ashes and then sprinkle on their head. And this little girl had the most purest golden blonde hair, perfectly parted. And I sprinkled the dusty, dirty ashes all over her head, and it got in her scalp, and it stood out very, very clearly against her blonde locks. And I felt I'm destroying something beautiful right now. I'm making an ugly mess on something that is lovely. And continuing out through the day, sometimes the ashes would fall or tumble depending on the tilt of their head. They'd fall on their nose, or they'd fall on their shoulders. If the person was bald, it just made a mess on their head. So all these people are going to have to wash their hair or scrub or do something different outside of their routine, as opposed to in years past when we just make a sign of the cross, simple, a smudge. Those ashes are very, the mark and the sign of the cross that we did in the past, it's very easy, it's very contained, it's simple, and it's controlled, I mean, look at this. It's like, okay, there, easy. You get home, if you don't want to wear it anymore, you can take a washcloth and just easily wipe it away and be done with it. But when you smear, or no, when you dribble these other ashes, all over, it goes everywhere. They're unpredictable. I don't know where they're going to go or what they're going to do. And I realized ashes are a sign of penitence, yes, death, yes, but also sin. And I realized that when we make a sign of the cross, that's not really what sin is like. Sin is like something that falls on that little girl's blonde head and gets everywhere, makes a mess, and destroys something beautiful, gets underneath things. And I just was blown away by that reflection that I had doing those masses, that the symbols of liturgy are there for a reason. Remember, liturgy engages the five senses. You with me? Every five of your senses, the liturgy engages. And this is just one of the many examples of symbols and acts and physical things that we do in the liturgy to bring about the truth and teach us about God and the nature of the world. So it was a nice reflection on sin. And sin, by the way, sin is basically something that we do against the will of God, against the divine order. It's basically, sin is disobeying God, rebelling against Him as the Creator, and taking away from our happiness. So yes, some sins will make me happy in the moment, but ultimately they will not make me happy. The Catechism defines sin is an offense against reason, truth, and right conscience. It is failure in genuine love for God and neighbor caused by a perverse attachment to certain goods. It wounds the nature of man and injures human solidarity. It has been defined as an utterance, a deed, or a desire contrary to the eternal law. So if I'm going to sit down and eat a plate of 12 cookies, technically that's gluttony, that's a sin. It makes me happy for a little bit, but then I'm going to have a stomachache later. If I tell a lie to try to get myself out of a situation or try to hide something from someone, that'll make me happy for the moment, but really now I'm just running from a stomachache, and I'm running from the truth that I should have told. So the sin that sprinkles in and gets under things and gets everywhere and is just a mess, that really spoke to me. And then, of course, the Lord, no matter how messy it is, whether it is just a smudge on the forehead or whether it's all over the place, the Lord much more easily than we can, wipes it away, takes it all away, and sets us free. So that's my little reflection on ashes and Ash Wednesday. So I hope you're having a great Lent. Please reach out, contact me if you have anything else you want to talk about, or let me know how your Lent's going, or if you need any prayers for anything. Okay, I'm going to go wash my hands.